Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. So subscribe and hit the bell icon now so you never miss an episode. Yes, so today I'm going to be giving a review of the Bollywood party night last night, the dance night, the amazing night. And if you're new to this channel, you didn't already know, I am asexual in sexual orientation. This means asexuality is a sexual orientation that's a lack of sexual attraction. In my personal specific type of asexuality, I am what's known as a sex repulsed asexual. So this means that I don't get the need, urge, or want for partnered sexual intercourse, and I'm personally repulsed by sex. I'm not interested in it, it doesn't do anything for me, and I much prefer to kiss, hold hands, cuddle, all that type of thing. Thanks for the thumbs up, lots of love to you. And so my ideal type of relationship would be one that I never have sex, but I kiss loads, cuddle, hold hands, and I have a deep emotional connection with a person, a deep soulmate connection with a person, and where we're able to easily talk about anything and everything and be really loyal and faithful, because obviously emotional faithfulness is just as important as physical faithfulness too, and where we just have the best time and we mentally and emotionally connect with each other. Now, I personally have a preference for Indian guys, in case you didn't know that. If you watch my channel, you're probably like, oh my gosh, I already know that, Sandra, but hey ho, I just thought I'd inform you in case you didn't know that. And I personally will do whatever it takes to find my Indian soulmate. Now, I am on a break from traditional dating apps and stuff because I'm focused on my career these days. But I still like to do things to make it possible. Oh, hi, Liam. Oh, lots of love to you. Hi, beautiful Sandra. I always feel connected with you. Oh, that's such a sweet thing to say. Big hugs for Liam. Big hugs for you. Oh, I always love hearing from you. I'm glad you feel connected to me. I like you coming on this channel. Thank you for the lovely compliment about how gorgeous I looked going to the Bollywood party night last night. I feel really, really happy about that. So anyway, so what happened was I got all dressed up, as you know, and I like to put myself in a position where it's possible that I could meet the right Indian guy in the future, even though I'm not actively on dating sites anymore. I'm not actively pursuing that in that way. I still like to open doors, create opportunities and paths for that to happen in my life. The reason being is because I still believe I have an Indian soulmate, even though I haven't had the right Indian guy come along. And sometimes it's been very disappointing with a lot of heartache and pain. It still doesn't actually put me off Indian guys, like as a broad thing. It doesn't, because I just think there's better Indian guys out there, you know? And so anyway, I'm really, really Liam says you're always stunning, Sandra. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Mwah, big kisses for you. And so I decided that I wanted to go to, when I broke my ankle last year and this year, I decided I wanted to get it better and go to a Bollywood event. Now I thought I'd be going to one in London, but thankfully I found something called the Exeter Indian Society, so like with the University of Exeter. And I have a friend who goes to Exeter Uni, and I came across them online because I was looking for Bollywood parties in Exeter, which is my city in the UK. And they came up and I saw their event advertised on an event site, and then it's basically the only way you could connect with them was through Instagram. So I did that and I went to the first Bollywood event before, like in October, which was only last month because we're in November currently when I'm filming this live. And so I then saw on the same event site, because I'm following them now, it came up with a notification for their next event, which was this one that I just went to last night. And so, as a person who's asexual and who likes younger guys and also has a 21st mindset, lives like a teenager, I basically like going out clubbing to my favorite club, usually in Timepiece, but I love going to the Bollywood dance because I think the majority of people, if not all of the people there, are in their 20s. But I feel most like comfortable around that age group usually because that's the mindset I have. That's a lifestyle I have, you know, like my birth certificate age, I really don't relate to at all. I'm not interested in it. and I really don't feel like 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 Liam feels connected to me. Which is great. I don't feel connected to my birth certificate age. I feel connected to my inner age of 21 years, my soul age. And so I do appreciate the experience I've got in life though. So anyway, to cut a long story short, I went to the Bollywood event and I got there, and I got there like an hour before it usually starts. So it was due to start at 9:30, but got there for just after 10:30, I think it was, or just before. And so I was later going, and I went there, and it was really, really nice. I went upstairs and I recognized some of the types of music I like from like YouTube and stuff, from some of the like T series I listen to. And so it was really, really good. It was really pumping music. And so when I went there, it's really nice. One of the girls that I saw there, she actually watches my channel. Hello to her. And she saw my last review. And so I had a really good time. Like, the music was so incredible and so amazing. Some of the time I was dancing on my own, and some of the time I was dancing with other people. A lot of the time, I'd still say there was more time in me dancing on my own than with others, but it was a lot more like dancing like near others, probably is more to describe it, rather than them totally dancing with me. Because the thing is they have their own groups that they're interested in, because obviously nearly all of them there are Indian. One guy I think was Chinese, I think, but I didn't really see any other British people apart from myself. I think I was the only British person there. But they were very, very welcoming, which I really like about Indian people. And they were really, really good. I loved their enthusiasm. I loved the music and the vibe. I absolutely loved being around the Indian people. And to actually be there was really euphoric for me, because it's like a dream come true. Like, I'm around Indian people, and I danced with and near more girls this time as well. So that was nice to get to know some. I didn't really speak to them, and it was nice to get to like be more friendly with the females, I think, more of them. So I can get to understand the females better, as well. I think that's really important for me to do that. So that was really nice. And, I just felt really euphoric there, because it was like it feels like home in a way, because I feel like I have a soul connection with Indians, somehow from my past life. And I just was really beautiful, and I love the music so much. Like, it's really high octane energy music, and that really fits my personality and soul. So I felt so at peace there and really euphoric. I do have a bit of like a sinus issue going on today. I think that's because they were vaping. That's the only thing I don't like about these parties, not just the Bollywood one, but timepiece I go to, is they vape, because it's not illegal to vape in public places, but it is to smoke. And it just really affects my chest. Like, clearly it's affected my nasal passages today, because I've been like having to blow my nose loads, and you can tell that I'm just like, I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I am slightly nasally. Probably I can hear it more than you can, because I'm very conscious of my voice, because obviously I'm talking on here, and I've been sniffing quite a lot. I have toilet roll near me just in case. So yeah, Theola, that's nice. Nice to see you. So yeah, so anyway, to carry on. So the music was really, really euphoric. It was an incredible experience. I love the fact that Indians are so enthusiastic about their music. They're so into the vibe. They're actually very friendly, very community driven. They really love each other, I think. I do feel that there's a lot of love there for each other, I feel. The guys are very, very friendly with each other as well. So I find that quite interesting, because the guys like lift each other up like on top of their shoulders. They kind of do quite intimate dancing together. I think they're just friends, but they do very, very intimate dancing together, the guys, which is quite interesting to see. I would say they probably do more intimate dancing than the women overall, which is quite interesting. I love the expressions on their faces, like really excited, because I really am that type of person myself. So I feel I blend and fit in well in that sense. I stand out obviously because I'm British, because obviously, like, it's like this white girl crazy dancing on the floor type thing. So yeah, that was really interesting. So anyway, in terms of dancing, like the majority of the time, I would say I was still dancing on my own, and I did dance with some women, and I danced around some guys, but it was more like I was dancing near them, or and just to like move different places, so I wasn't completely like stood on my own, rather than them actually turning and dancing and wanting to dance with me. So there was a difference, but I mean, they don't really know who I am. Some of them probably recognize me from before. Others haven't got a clue who I am, and so obviously they're used to being with their friends, which is comfortable for them. I'm a bit of an anomaly, is that a right word to use? And obviously different to what they're used to being around. So, but I'm all about trying to make people feel comfortable around me. So I didn't like go to approach any guys because I don't want to do that. If a guy wants to talk to me or dance with me, then that's up to him. But I want to make sure they all feel comfortable around me, you know? It's very important because if I'm going to their events, I need to respect their time, their community, and also I need to make sure that everyone's feeling comfortable around me as much as possible, you know? Obviously, it might be a little bit strange to have a British girl there, but other people might just be loving it. Uh so um so basically, I'm really oh, thank you, Fiona. Fiona Fiona is talking about the fact I have to move. So yeah. So anyway, to cut a long story short, fast forward to the end of the night. I do not know why guys leave it till the end of the night to approach me. Actually, I'll rewind a bit. So there was one point where the DJs, they're really good DJs, by the way. There was one point where the DJs said to me, um, not said to me, said to the crowd, sorry. The DJ said to the crowd, like, look to the left and look to the right and find someone to hug, basically. So I looked to the left and to the right of me, and to the left of me was this guy, right? He must have been the most hairiest guy, facial hair guy wise, in the whole of the room. And you know, I do not like facial hair, I really don't. But he looked really friendly and really approachable. And he looked like he was had a nice smile beyond the beard and the tash. So he's the one I chose to hug out of all of them. And I'm thinking, Sandra, you're really getting out of your comfort zone now. You've hugged the most hairiest guy probably in the whole of that room that you could see. And so it was quite funny from that point of view, but he just seemed like really like he was open to me hugging him. And obviously, because like I said, I want to make sure people are feeling comfortable. I didn't want to go and open my arms to hug any guy that I didn't think would receive my hug, but I just felt he definitely would. So I hugged him, and it was a long hug, and he really liked it. I could tell he really liked it. And he was dancing with me a tiny bit, I think, after that. And then later on towards the end of the night, really towards the end of the night, he came back to dance with me. And I don't understand why guys leave it till nearly the end of the night to dance with me. I don't know if it's because they're with their friends the majority of the night, or if they're too scared about approaching me in front of their friends and they've got to pluck up the courage to do it, or if it's just there's less people in the room, so I'm more noticeable then. I don't really understand why, but it seems to be that they wanna leave it to, like, nearly the last minute or something, last quarter of an hour or something, I don't know. It's very or half an hour, it's very bizarre behaviour to me. But anyway, I haven't worked out what that's about. But anyway, so the guy that I gave this hug to, he did come up. It was really funny. He came up to me towards the end. I'd say it's probably the last, I don't know, 20 minutes maybe. It was definitely within the last half hour. And so anyway, he came up to me and he started hugging me again, which I didn't actually mind because he is Indian, but it was just weird because he was bearded and I didn't feel comfortable out of the beard. But he seemed a really nice person. And so I was okay with him hugging me, but I was just thinking, please do not put your genitalia near mine because that would be too much. Um, but he was like hugging me, like hugged like that. And so anyway, he really liked me, but he did say to me about being drunk, and I think he was saying that he was drunk. And then he proceeded to kiss me on the forehead, on the head here, what with his with his beard. It's like very weird being kissed with a guy who's got a beard. But it wasn't on the lips, so I was okay because I was thinking I really can't kiss you on the lips because I think he smoked as well, and it's really bad for my health. So anyway, but he was a really nice person, and I did like that about him. He was really friendly, but it was really funny because he kept saying something to me, and I didn't know what he was saying because the music was so loud. And I was there thinking, what are you saying? And he kept saying something about clothes, and I thought he said, I want to get your clothes. And I'm thinking, why would he want to get my clothes? They're on me. Maybe it means that, he likes my clothes. So I think I said to him, what, you like my clothes? And he's like, no. And he kept trying to say something to me. And then I worked it out. He said, I want to get close, not I want your clothes, or I want to get your clothes because I like them. I want to get close. That was so funny. I thought about afterward, I'm like, oh my gosh, he kept saying I want to get close because he was trying to warn me that he would like to get closer to me physically without just going and doing it, which was nice and respectful, but I didn't understand what he was saying. And so it's so funny. And anyway, I did let him get close with the hugging towards me, but when he kissed, after he kissed me on the forehead, he goes, that means I love you. I'm like, oh, thanks. And he goes, and that means I'm gonna propose, or I should propose to you. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I hope this is not a marriage proposal. Because I've heard Indian guys say stuff like this before in a message on Facebook or something, but that's like some random Indian guy I've never met in my life before who clearly isn't being serious. But I just didn't take this guy seriously because he was drunk. And I thought, well, yeah, you're drunk. So you're just like saying that. And you've only just met me. And obviously he's bearded. So that would be a major issue for me. Anyway, in the end, he said, oh, he was asking me what I drink and if he could get me a drink. I said, I don't drink alcohol. I really don't. So he's like, oh, I'm going to go off and get a drink now. So that was fine. I'm glad he didn't just go off. He did actually tell me what he was doing. And that was the end of that. But it was nice, like he was a nice person. And so, yeah, what happened then, right? This is the very last part of the night. I mean, the very last part. This was in the last, 4 minutes, I think, something like that. Yeah, it must have been the last 4 minutes because I asked this guy what the time was, and he said it was 11:56 on his phone, and that it was due to shut at 2. So, I saw this guy appear out of nowhere, this Indian guy, assumably, and I was instantly attracted to him, which is quite strange. Like, he was clean shaven, which really helped. There was one other guy I saw that was clean shaven, but he was sat down. He had glasses on. He was very good looking, but he didn't approach me. I saw him smile once, but he looked like the type of guy that wouldn't approach a girl anyway. Fiona in chat. Honestly, very near you will meet your soulmate. Very near you will meet your soulmate. Oh, thank you, Fiona. Lots of love to you. So yeah, so anyway, the last 4 minutes, this guy, you know, I could see he liked me. He looked at my way and he smiled, and I smiled back at him, and he was looking at me. I was looking at him, and I was thinking, like, yeah, I do like you. I am attracted to you. I was like instantly attracted to this guy, but he was a little bit different to the usual Indian guys I go for. He was tall, but I'm used to being with a tall ex. And well, he was used to being with him when he was my boyfriend. He's my ex now, so I was used to being with a tall guy. And he's voluptuous, like I'm voluptuous. So he was a cuddly guy, which he was really nicely cuddly guy, actually really nice. And I just felt really attracted to him. He reminded me of a guy actually when I was 14 years old, a British guy that I liked. He reminded me of him, but obviously an Indian version, a better person. He doesn't look exactly like him. I don't know. It's just something about the clothes he wore and the look he had reminded me of the guy I liked when I was 14. The guy, as time progressed, when he was an adult, the guy who I knew when I was 14 is not a good guy these days. He's a womanizer. But I think this guy, hopefully, this Indian guy's really nice. And obviously, an Indian guy's much better than a British guy for me. And so anyway, yeah, he did come up to me and he did put his arm around me and give me a cuddle, which I thought was so sweet. And I didn't say no because I was attracted to him. And by the end of the night, when it was finishing, the last music, he had his arm around me, and I was thinking, "Oh, this is nice." I'm stood next to an Indian guy who I don't really know, but he's got his arm around me, and I am attracted to him, which was really nice. So, but then when the music finished, he said to me, "Oh, about where am I going?" And I said, "I'm going home." And he's trying to ask me where it was, but I know the guys usually do that, are into sex. And I was like, "No, I'm getting a taxi and going now, you know?" So he asked me for my Instagram. Oh, the previous guy asked me for my Instagram as well. So they both know I'm asexual because, it's Asexualise official on Instagram. In case you weren't connected with me on there yet, please connect. And so they asked me to type in my Instagram on their phone, both of them at different times, and I saw them. So I did that. And the last guy, the guy who ended up with his arm around me, who was like asking me where I live basically, and I said I got to go off in a taxi and say goodbye. Basically he started messaging me on Instagram when I got home. I went in the shower, and as soon as I came out the shower, he was there in a message. And he was messaging me for quite a long time. So I finished my shower about 3:33 a.m. I think it was in the morning or something. And then, well, that's when he messaged me. So I must have finished it before, like 10 minutes before then or something. And I having to like lie down then, and that's when he messaged me, and we were messaging for quite a bit. And anyway, he's asked me out on a date, which I was totally not expecting, but it's good because I do want to go on a date with him. So that was really, really nice. Obviously, I can't really give too much details away because it's a private, confidential conversation I had with him. Um, but yeah, I was quite shocked in a nice way that he asked me on a date. He has actually said it's a date. So when we arranged it, he goes, "Oh, it's a date then, like a first date." I'm like, "Oh." I'm like, "Oh, thanks for arranging our first date." So that was really, really nice. So he was very strong when he asked me for a date. He was very decisive, which I love. He was very thoughtful because he said, "I'll meet you somewhere near your home if you want, so you don't have to travel too far." I have told him categorically that I'm asexual, that I don't like sex, and he was saying he's different to other guys, so we'll have to see if that is true. Because I said to him when he was on about where I live, I said, like, I don't have guys in my home on a first date, and especially, and I said that, I don't have sex, and most guys want sex who say about going to a girl's home, and he said I just like to make sure people are safe that I care about. So we'll see what happens with that. He said, oh, he'd be happy to just like cuddle. And then I got on to talking about kissing, but he vapes. And I said to him that I just, last time I kissed a guy who vaped, I got an ulcer in my mouth, and I'm really sensitive to smoke and stuff. So in for future reference, if we got on and it went further, then the smoking of vape would be an issue for me. So he has said about possibly quitting that if things went well between me and him and progressed. But this is our first date, and so I'm going tomorrow on the first date tomorrow evening. So I have to see how that goes because I've got a lot to learn about him and to know about him as he has me. I'm really happy that he's asked me on a date though. I am really attracted to him. Um, I think he's really nice and cuddly. I did like having my arm around him. That was really, really lovely. And it seems he likes public kissing as well, which is really good. We did get onto the topic of kissing. So yeah, and he's studying a degree that I happen to be really interested in, and he's in my city, obviously. He thought I lived outside of my city and I was just like coming to visit because I was getting a taxi home, and I'm like, well, no, I just get a taxi home. Um, but yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that. It was totally unexpected that that would happen, and it's really good in a really lovely way. So I'm really looking forward to getting to know him and understand him better. I'm looking forward to having probably more than one date out with him, hopefully, if things go really well. But I'll see how it goes because I am asexual and I am different to other people. He knows I'm asexual though and seems to accept that. So I have to see what happens with that. Yeah, but I think it'll be nice to have a fun time with him anyway. He said, "Oh, he met someone that's even more like into Bollywood dancing and Bollywood music," I think he said, than he is. So he said, "Oh, I'm a good dancer as well," which I really like that about him. So he's been really thoughtful so far, and in what he said, and making definite arrangements to meet up with me and things like that. So I can only hope it goes from good to good to good with him. And it will be nice to actually go on a proper date with someone I met in person, not off a dating site or dating app, and who seems to have currently my best interests at heart as well as his own, but with my interests at heart, if you know what I mean. So, like he's considerate of me. He seems really polite as well so far. Obviously, I don't know him, but I think it's good. So far, he's made a good impression overall on me. I haven't heard from him since we made the arrangements. So that was like 5 something in the morning this morning. I have got a lot of work to do. So I did say to him when I'm working, I can't be, I can't answer him if he did want a message though, that's fine. But he studies and works as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to know him, and hopefully everything's going to go from good to excellent and happy days. But, I have to see how it goes with him and see how things progress, because, I don't know what his plans for. He's going to tell me all his future goals, ambitions, and dreams, I think, which I don't know if they'll marry up with mine, as in compatibility wise. But I'm really ambitious like he is. So that might work out really, really well. Um, so yeah, um, I think it's really good. So the guys didn't do anything with my genitalia area, which I was really happy about. They respected my boundaries so far, I'd say. So that was really good. And yeah, I had an amazing time with amazing people, had a great time, and I would go to another Bollywood event. So yeah, I hope you found this video useful, helpful, insightful. If you have, please pop a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a comment and share this with anyone you think may benefit from it. And I'll see you soon in the next video live stream. Lots of love. Bye.